Most important thing in life will always be the people in this room. Right here. Right now. Salute me, familia. Salute. Salute.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Pop Culture Caravan. I'm Hutch, joined as always by my co-host Joe.
Hello.
And Chalupe.
Let's get it!
And this week we're here to talk Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
You left out some important information, but that is the gist of it.
I'm just going to jump in. In terms of the MCU and Marvel movies, Guardians 2, right, has always been my favorite Marvel movie, right? This topped that. This is now my favorite Marvel movie. This is now the best, in my opinion.
I should have known you said that, because you've always been a fan of the Guardians. I feel like you like each movie above everything else Marvel's put out there, and I have to agree with you. This is definitely the best of Phase 5. This movie did kind of just keep building on the idea that, man, this is Marvel's first family.
Okay, so keeping it chronological. The introduction of Adam, dude, when he was speeding through, I didn't think that he was just gonna bum rush into the planet, just commit animal abuse right away, dude.
This absolute man-toddler had zero chill.
Yeah!
Dude.
The way he just kind of went in and bodied every one of them was kind of crazy. Now, I don't know too much about this, character. I just know in the comics he's got the Soul Stone in his forehead or something like that.
Yeah.
But, I was not expecting the man-child.
Oh, he just came out of the oven too early. He's a little slow.
He's a little undercooked, man. Dude, he went full Lenny with the rabbits on that shit, dude. He had the worst thing for someone who's mentally a kid to realize that people can't tell him what to do. They narrowly escaped that being a huge fucking issue.
Yeah.
He wasn't playing around.
This man rocked him worse than Thanos.
Stop fucking crying, bitch! Where? I don't wanna fucking hear it!
So the whole flashback sequence of Rocket having these weird flashbacks that are showing his backstory, it was cool because it was kind of like a B plot in itself. Was not expecting it to feel like escape from a fucking war prison by the end of it. I knew it wasn't gonna end pretty, but and he mauled that dude.
Right?
Yeah.
This man went full chimpanzee mode, tore his face off.
Looking at that scene, I think his backstories what really carried the emotional weight, because the rest of the movie, it did felt goofier like another Marvel movie. At first, it was such a sweet scene. It's oh my gosh, yeah, you knew it was gonna end badly, but it's oh, it might be just a sad escape scene. They all got separated, which kind of brings us to our villain. I'll be honest, at first, oh, this guy's not that bad.
Yo, the High Evolutionary is doing Kang better than Kang.
Right, I was thinking the same thing.
Dude definitely has mad genius vibes.
I'm just gonna say it, if this whole thing with Jonathan Majors just falls through, we have our next King.
Honestly, this is probably Marvel's most sinister villain, I feel. Just pure evil. These are just animals and objects to me. They are not people. I just care about creating the perfect utopia, but as Rocket says, it's not really perfect. It's just, his version of what he wants reality to be.
Wait. His grand perfect utopia was called Counter-Earth. If that ain't the most comic book thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, I like how the movie just wears that like a badge of honor.
I know, it was the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
I loved how Peter Quill is trying to make an argument against this. He's well, your world's not perfect. These people that you've made are selling drugs to each other and beating the shit out of each other. And he's good point. Let's fucking blow it up. It's not what he intended.
Good point. I was planning on starting over anyways.
He was you're right, it's not my best work.
The fact that the High Evolutionary can't stand that his own creation figured out something he couldn't.
Definitely a lesson in hubris, as the creations we make might become slightly smarter than us.
Yeah.
When I saw the High Evolutionary's weird robotic hybrid creature thingies, I could not help but feel like I was in a Sonic movie. That seemed like something Dr. Robotnik would make and then just launch out there. I was waiting for a little hedgehog to run through and destroy them.
You're too slow.
Come on, step it up.
I don't need another speech by some impotent whack job whose mother didn't love him, rationalizing why he needs to conquer the universe.
Emotional damage!
One thing I really appreciate about this movie is the amount of payoff, not just in terms of this movie, but in terms of like everything they built up for the Guardians so far. There's just so many little moments throughout the entire run of the Guardians that like all pay off in some way or another in this movie. For instance, Drax always talking about how like, you know, oh, my people don't dance. Dancing's for, you know, weaklings and, you know, idiots. And then he gets called an idiot in this movie, and what do we see him doing at the end? He's dancing like an idiot because he's a dad and, you know, he wants to make kids happy.
Right.
You know, Nebula, like, she gets really emotional when she finds out Rocket's, you know, he pulled through, he's alive. And then I remembered, oh wait, that's because they were the only two that survived the snap, so like they are really tight actually.
That's true, because we gotta remember, she relates to Rocket the most because she was also experimented on.
Yeah, and it's a lot of development for her character, considering that she was robot assassin, you know, almost robotic in how she wouldn't really emotionally respond to stuff before.
What did we think of the other Gamora?
Bruh, better than the original.
Really?
Oh my god, I love this Gamora. She was a boss.
More cutthroat, way more violent.
Also treated Nebula more as a sister, in some sense.
You gotta keep in mind, this is a Gamora who's pretty much fresh off Thanos, you know?
Yeah.
This Gamora didn't have the chance to, you know, be her own person with the Guardians and learn what family is really like and all that.
Right.
Why are you doing this? Why?
You don't turn your back on family, even when they do.
Next character development. Groot. You fucking spoke, dude.
Slight correction, that was not actually Groot speaking human. That was us as the audience understanding Groot for the first time.
Oh.
My heart.
Yeah, that hits me different.
Now I just see Vin Diesel's face when he talks, though. It's good.
I was like, I swear to God, if he says, I love my family.
Family.
Dude, what do you guys think about the last version of Groot?
It's interesting because, like, a lot of people ask, like, well, why doesn't he look like he did in the first Guardians movie? It's because that's actually a different guy. That's Groot 1, in a sense. When he died, it's sort of like a reincarnation thing.
Yeah.
That Groot is, like, it's completely own person. He doesn't have any memories from Guardians 1. So, of course, he's gonna look different and mature different.
I find it fascinating because I didn't know that. You're telling me, so this is a completely different Groot.
Yes. We've been rocking with the same Groot since Volume 2. Volume 1, that's different Groot.
Would you say it's like reincarnation, or he just like died and that's actually just his baby?
I would say asexual. A lot of plants do that, so it kind of makes sense. And also, it doesn't take away from the sacrifice from the first volume, you know?
I get that.
Going on the theme of character development, Kraglin.
He doesn't get much of an arc here. It's all about him just basically learning to use the arrow. But I did really appreciate the little Yondu cameo and oh, use your heart, boy.
I whistle with my heart.
He was the best guy around.
What about the people he murdered?
What murder?
So the real obvious character development is Peter Quill.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of threw away the sentimental value of the Christmas special. Cut to him just getting like blackout drunk because he was depressed. It's like, okay, so it didn't help that much.
Right.
It's always hard after the holidays.
I have a sister, but I still don't got that green space booty.
By the end of it, though he was definitely still remorseful and sad, you know, wistful even, he kind of let go of the whole Gamora situation.
Right.
I do think it was sweet how he did, at the end of the story, you know, let go of Gamora. It's a nice little trend for these superhero characters, because normally they just stick with one girl.
Well, I think he's recognizing that, like, this isn't my Gamora, it's not the same person. I can't change her or force her to be the woman I love.
It kind of speaks to a sign of maturity where it's letting go of a selfish love, right? Because it was all one-sided at the end of it. This dude was pining over a girl that literally did not know him.
Right.
And then he went to go see his grandpa. He went back to Earth, which was something that, especially in the first Guardians, did not sound like it was ever going to happen.
That's true.
I thought that character development was pretty neat.
Mm-hmm. And also, you know, it is pretty cool that Quill's on Earth now, so, like, even if his next adventure isn't something with all the other Guardians, maybe it could be something with other heroes or people on Earth.
Yeah.
He at least knows, what, Doctor Strange and Spider-Man?
Does he know Spider-Man?
Well, he would at least know the Spider Guy.
I don't think he knew who he was before.
Yeah, not that makes a difference to him anyways.
Yeah, the kid I held a gun to, yeah.
You think that next time Star-Lord makes an appearance, it's going to be as a solo gig then?
I think they might bring back a couple Guardians, I would hope. hope. I'm really hoping for Nebula especially. I think her and Quill would work great together. There's a lot of chemistry there.
Ah, so you do ship them.
I do, yes, I do. I don't know if they'll do any full-on, like, Guardians movies for a minute. That being said, I'm curious to see where they go. I think, maybe you do another one of those Disney Plus specials.
Very curious to see what adventures they have.
It definitely feels like, with Batista's contract being up, definitely feels like he's written off for, like, indefinitely. I don't think we'll really see Drax again.
Yeah.
I got a penis. Ha! Thank you. It's not half bad.
Oh, first Marvel movie that drops an F-bomb, right?
That's true.
Very Chris Pratt thing to do to just ad-lib that.
You thought this was a family movie?
What'd you guys think of the soundtrack for this movie?
I'm happy we're in the 2000s.
I still think Volume 2 has my favorite soundtrack.
Yeah, I would say that the music wasn't as memorable in this movie.
Ending with Dog Days Are Over by Florence and the Machine.
Ooh.
I've loved that song for like damn near a decade.
When I saw that song was going to be on the soundtrack for this movie, I was like, okay, that's going to be the song at the end that breaks everyone. And sure enough, just the most emotionally cathartic scene, the most satisfying ending I've seen in a film. That song just encapsulates everything about the Guardians at that point.
Yeah, no, I thought the soundtrack was really good for this movie.
I will say, like, all these movies are good, right? And a lot of people are calling this a, quote, perfect trilogy. I don't know if I can call it that, though. It's not a perfect trilogy because you still have the context of having to watch Infinity War, Endgame, and the holiday special.
Yeah.
Oh my god, no, hold up, you're right.
What?
No, all right. I know that sounds bad.
Do I want to give it a perfect score, or do I want to give some room? I'm going to go 9.5 out of 10.
Cop out.
I'd give it a 9 out of 10. I liked it a lot. I thought it was really good. Definitely some improvements, but it was good. It was a good, cool way to see everything kind of wrap up for a while.
Honestly, I'd give it an 8 out of 10, and the sole reason being, I'm finding it a little more difficult to get into Marvel movies. It was a great movie, loved it, very entertaining, but I don't know, I walked out of there, still feel like I could forget about it, yeah.
It is the Marvel fatigue setting, and honestly, if this movie, right, was like the one to come out after Endgame, and that's where the MCU ended, after Guardians 3, I'd be fine.
Honestly, yeah.
I find myself caring less and less about all these other heroes and what have you, right? Like, now that the Guardians are done, I'm really struggling to find Marvel heroes I actually give a shit about.
Yeah.
What? You're not into the Marvels?
We're gonna have to drag ourselves to the theaters for that one, aren't we?
Do we have to?
This has been the Pop Culture Caravan reviewing Guardians 3. Great movie. Thank you guys for joining us. Smash that like button.
Comment, subscribe.
Follow us on Instagram. And we'll see you in the next one. Say bye, boys.
Everyone comment your favorite PETA advertisement. And I swear to God, if it's in the arms of an angel over and over again, I'm a shit a live ostrich.
Hi, I'm Sarah McLachlan. Will you be an angel for a helpless animal? Every day, innocent animals are abused, beaten, and neglected, and they're crying out for help.